All right. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to another Rants About Tech Live for Tuesday, November 19th, 2024. Um, Good morning, everybody. We have a sunny day here in Philadelphia. Well, it's sunny right now. It's going to get cloudy later. But right now it's sunny and I'm enjoying the sun. I got in here and usually I use natural light for the live show. But I considered turning lights on today because the sun's coming out. It's really coming out right now. So we're gonna enjoy bits of sunshine. It'll look good for a little while. It'll look bad for other times, but all in all, should be good. Uh, Good morning, everyone. Good morning, CJ. Good morning, Amanda. How you guys doing today? Good to see you here. I appreciate you joining me today. I turned the volume up a little bit today. I noticed that the other streams, the volume was a bit low. Do you guys agree with that? Was the volume a bit low on, or has it been low the other streams? I increased the volume this morning a little bit. I don't know if you could tell. Does it make a difference? Let me know if you guys notice anything. Um, so we got a couple things to touch on today. A couple things from yesterday. I talked about the Supernote, so we're gonna touch on that. We got Node Air 4C test data to get to. Like, I want to talk about that stuff. It's going in the video, but since it's a live, I can talk about it here with you guys. Mull it over a little bit. What else we got? We got some Google AI stuff I want to mention. It's more of a rant than anything. It's not really. It's like I'm not passing along anything new. I've talked about Cliff to ad nauseam here. But there's a couple things I wanted to touch on again. So it's like I said, more of a rant than anything. We're gonna talk about some new Apple AirTags. I mean, I think that's a big thing. I don't care what side of the fence you're on, Android or Apple. Them making advancements in their I mean, to me, AirTags are essential tech. If you carry around a bag with technology in it, or if you just want to keep tabs on things. I carry around all kinds of gear all the time, and I'm telling you, I got AirTags in each one of those. And if I need to find it, I can. It's good for peace of mind and heart. It's good for the heart. I'm going to check the mail today. So I think the pen should be in the mail. It may come while I'm on stream. If it does, I'm going to go live on Instagram because I'm already live on YouTube right now. So what I'm going to do is just start up a live on Instagram on Rants About Tech. Let's throw that in the chat. Thanks, CJ. I appreciate you letting me know the volume is good here. I'm going to throw that in the chat real quick. Rants About Tech at Instagram. So that's where I am on Instagram. So we're gonna go live on Instagram if the mail comes while we're on stream. We're going to get that triangular Boox pen that Dan sent off. So if that happens while I'm on stream, we're going live on Instagram. So we'll see how that works out. You know what though? I lost my Ray-Ban glasses. I've been meaning to mention that at some point. Those things are so nice to have. I'm busting my butt though, trying to make money to get another pair. Cause whew. I mean, those things were awesome. The only regret I have with those glasses is that they were shades and they weren't clear and they weren't the transition. So I couldn't wear them inside. I mean, I could wear them inside and did just to test them to see kind of what I could do with them. But I would have liked to do more testing on them inside, but it just, them being shades kind of detracted from that whole experience. And I wasn't able to test it as much inside as I would have liked. But outdoors, if you're doing any kind of outdoor activity, the Meta Ray Bans are supreme, man. Hands-free recording, and they're just there at the perfect angle. It seems like stability is great on those things. I'm going to do a whole review on it, but we'll see. We'll see how it works out. All right, so first things first, just going off this we got here. I did want to mention the something in the comment section. So we'll head on over to the comment section real quick because I've been wanting to go over the comments for the last few days and I haven't done that because I don't really get that many comments, but the ones I get, I think it would be nice to go over on stream, kind of like a Q&A, but not a Q&A. Let's see what we got here. We got, oh, and something new. Can you see that? Are we seeing this? I added a little bit of a, because I'm like, sometimes I forget to switch over to myself or switch over to the actual screen that I'm talking about. And I figured this way, it's there. We don't miss a thing. We don't miss it. If I forget to switch it, we don't miss it. Oh, that rhymed. Straight bars. You didn't know you was going to get bars coming here today, but you did. Be happy. All right. So what we got here is first comment, which wasn't the first comment since the last comment reading I did, but let me see if I can zoom in on this. Oh, there we go. Okay, cool. So the first comment we're going to go over comes from Elias. It says, well, I'd say it's just a bad copy of the Remarkable 2 from case over software to the pen. Of course, equipped with some things the Remarkable 2 could use too, but I'll definitely stick to the Remarkable 2. So he's referring to the video I did on the Viwoods unboxing. So that's on the Viwoods unboxing. And basically, I agree with that sentiment. It could use refinement. The hardware is good. The screen is good. The screen is probably the best screen I've ever written on an eInk device. That's not a Supernote platform device. And the only reason that is because that feel right, the feel right 2 film they have over it. That probably has nothing to do with the actual screen itself. But on the Viwoods AI paper, it's a Mobius display, so it's a flexible display, and you can feel the difference in a Mobius and non-Mobius display. You could definitely feel the difference, and I like that difference. I really do. Like, I've never felt a Mobius display writing on one before the Viwoods, but now that I have, I really like it. It makes me look forward to the A5X2 even more, because it will have a Mobius display and it will also have the Feel Right 2 film over it. So it's going to be crazy. So I'm really looking forward to that right there. But yeah, I agree with that sentiment. The hardware could use some refinement. The screen is fantastic though. But to be honest with you, I'm not even going to, you know what? Stop it. I'm going to hold that off. The hardware is just fine. Like the hardware itself, the tablet, let's go ahead and take a look at it. Let me bring that over here real quick. So the hardware itself is not like, let's move this out of the way. So the hardware itself is really good in my opinion. So people may say it's a cheap knockoff of the Remarkable for the hardware. And I'm not going to lie. I honestly thought that as well. Initially when I saw it, I think I've said it on more than one occasion that I thought it was just I said, like, it seems like someone from Remarkable defected and went to Viwoods and helped them out with their design, the software cues, just all kinds of stuff because it was so similar to the Remarkable. Now, it doesn't look similar to the Remarkable in the sense that the Remarkable has that metal border on the side over here. But it does look like the Remarkable 1. I don't know if you guys know what the let's take a. I'm gonna pull up a picture of the Remarkable 1 real quick, and we'll see what that looks like. But the Remarkable 1, that's the same design. And that was my gripe with it. I think this is that's a good picture of it right here. At this point, when the Viwoods came out, the Remarkable Paper Pro wasn't out yet. So it didn't, no one could say that it was going to look like the Paper Pro, although it does as far as the design language goes. And let's pull that over here real quick and we'll go back over there. So you can see here the Remarkable Paper Pro shares the same kind of design language. as the Viwoods here. Smaller screen, right? But same kind of design. The thin bezel with the chin at the bottom. This more resembles the Remarkable One because the Remarkable One had those 3 buttons, but this doesn't have buttons. They have those 3 um, pressure sensitive or the capacitive buttons. Uh, it's that's kind of like what let's look at here. So that's kind of like what the Remarkable One did here with their thing, with 3 buttons down below. But they were actually buttons. So those similarities, the similarities between the Viwoods and the Remarkable One led me to think that there was someone working at Viwoods that used to work at Remarkable. Whether that's true or not, I don't know. I have no information about that. I'm just going purely off of the design and what I know of the industry of technology. These people get switched around, execs leave, designers leave, and go to other companies because that's what they're used to doing. So they're going to continue to do that thing for someone else. Not only that, the packaging eerily similar to the Remarkable packaging. They're not matching that, but similar. Also with this this little thing right here, another Remarkable thing, right? So everyone knows that Remarkable has this little border thing on their cases to kind of slide the Remarkable into. But unlike this case, the Remarkable 2 cases serve a purpose. And not only do they serve a purpose because they have electronics down here, they serve a purpose as far as aligning everything together so that everything kind of like aligns and you get power to the keyboard or whatever else you're going to be using with the case. And the refinement to this portion right here and the refinement to the case itself is just evident on the Remarkable 2. I have a video coming out just on the keyboard case for the Remarkable 2. And I talk about those refinements and those differences between the Viwoods because I opened that after I did the Viwoods unboxing. And so I can kind of see the differences. But yeah, so I agree with that sentiment of that particular commenter that it's a bad copy of the Remarkable 2. I initially thought that. But upon further inspection, and we're talking about this comment right here, but upon further inspection, I realized that, there's nothing wrong with the hardware here. As a matter of fact, I'd say they've done one up on the hardware. Let's take a look at it. So we have the Viwoods AI paper here, and it, hardware-wise, is superb. I mean, I can't, there's nothing I can knock here. Legitly nothing. It weight-wise, it feels good. Thinness, super thin. Design-wise, I would have knocked that, like I said before, but I'm not even gonna like make that an issue because Remarkable themselves went back to that design with the Remarkable Paper Pro. Like I can't knock Viwoods for doing it if, Remarkable themselves kind of went back to that design because that was the knock I was going to have for the Viwoods is that it went to an old design. But considering the old is new again, I mean, what can I say? Nothing. So they've made improvements. This device has speakers, and not only have they made improvements as far as the Remarkable 2, and I say speakers are an improvement, but I mean that's debatable, right? Because adding speakers doesn't make anything better if you don't need speakers, right? But if you're looking for that, it definitely makes it better. But they've one-upped even people who put speakers on their devices by having the speakers in this orientation down here facing the user. I mean, that's just the way you do it. I love that. So if that's what that's doing, that's how you want to do that. I also think the back on the Viwoods is more consistent. I've had 2 Remarkable 2s right now, and both of them have like a bit of bubbling in the back, and that's within acceptable limits. The bubbling isn't out of control. It's nothing that I would even complain about. Like it's not really a complaint. It's just I'm just talking about the differences here and refinements. The hardware, to me, there's nothing wrong with it. This is an excellent piece of hardware right here, in my opinion. I haven't tested the speakers to see how loud they are. I haven't tested the microphone to see how well it records. I'm doing those things on the Note Air 4C right now, so I'll get to that after I'm done with those tests for that device. So I disagree with anyone saying that the Viwoods, hardware-wise, isn't on par with the Remarkable 2, because it is. Matter of fact, it's better hardware-wise than Remarkable 2. Got a better screen. You can't argue that the screen is better. It's a Carter 13 Mobius screen. It blows the Remarkable 2 out of the water in screen. So stop. I don't get that at all. Yeah. So if people are saying that the Viwoods hardware is bad, they're not really looking at it. I don't know what they're comparing it to. But if they're comparing it to technology, no, it's not bad at all. It's actually pretty good. It's actually pretty good. So, like I said, Carter 1300 display, Mobius, which is a little bit more expensive to have in your devices, from my research, which is why a lot of devices don't go with it. They've done that here. Yeah, the build quality is the build quality to me is I nitpick. I nitpick. I look at the device. I look at every millimeter of the device and say, are the lines correct? Is everything lining up? Can I feel sharp edges? Like, those are the things I think about. Those are the things that I do when I'm looking at a device. And if any of those things are yes, then I don't consider it a premium build device. But this meets it. It meets all of those check marks. So fingerprint reader. The Remarkable 2 doesn't have a fingerprint reader. Yeah, I just don't see how people are like, it's not as good as the Remarkable 2, hardware wise. Now, the software, different story. There's a debate to be had there. But as far as the hardware is concerned, the Viwoods AI paper hardware, to me, top notch. And I'll be saying that in the review and subsequent videos to come. So yeah, that's my take on the hardware debate for the Viwoods. It should stop. But all right. So let me put this aside here for a second. So just getting back to the comments here. So it says I'd say it's just a bad copy of the Remarkable 2. I don't think that at all. I don't agree with that. From case over software to the pen. The case I agree with. The case, I 100% agree with that sentiment. The case is bad. It's just not good. They could do a better job. They could have did a better job on the case in a lot of different aspects. For one, the border to put the device in the case didn't have to be there. Remarkable did it for a reason. They did it to hide electronics and to make sure everything lined up perfect for their electronics, mainly the type folio. So there was a reason to have that. There's no electronics in that. There's no reason to have that in that case. Case in point, let's take a look at the Remarkable Paper Pro here. They came up with a more elegant solution to their electronics problem, so they don't even need a border on this. So they don't have one, right? The border was only to house electronics, which is why they made it. It wasn't an aesthetic choice. It was something that was born out of necessity that happened to work in their favor in a few different ways. But they didn't need to do that on their newer device, so they don't have it, right? The Viwoods has that for the sake of copying, in my opinion. It's there just for the sake of saying we're completing the copying of the Remarkable 2 to completion, if that makes sense. Because it serves no purpose. In my mind, form should meet function. And when the form has no function, we have a problem. Houston, we have a problem. And that's where we're at with the Viwoods, with the case. The hardware, no, that's not where we're at with the hardware. But that's exactly where we're at with the case. They copied it too much, like so much to a fault. Like it's working as a disadvantage to them. Another point about the case here, which I think is a valid critique. And I bring this up in the unboxing. If you haven't seen that, definitely go check it out. A lot of these things I'm saying there, I'm just kind of expounding on those here. Another portion, a bit of contention for me with the case is this flap. Remarkable did this the right way. And this is another reason why I think there's got to be like a Remarkable designer working at Viwoods. I don't know, because this is very similar to what they did with the Paper Pro. If we can look at the case here, and we can see here that this flap right here, which is way better done, way more refined of a mechanism, and you can tell that it took some time in R&D to put this together. This is made, like, I realized this the other night. They made this whole mechanism from one piece of like material. It's so ingenious. I love it. Anyway, so this is kind of what we have here with the Viwoods, right? The problem with the Viwoods is that they made the mistake of putting that fold on the inside of the cover. Remarkable did it right. They put that fold on the outside of the cover where it would be inconsequential. Case in point, when you look at the device here, how the device meets the cover, is flawless. I'm not sure if we can. All right, let's leave it down here. It's probably better. How the device meets the cover is flawless. There's no bump. It's totally flat. Now, how the device meets the surface that you're sitting in on because of this right here, maybe there's a debate to be had that it doesn't sit as flush as it could. Okay, fine. But that doesn't affect the way the device looks inside the case at all. With the Viwoods here, it affects how the device looks inside the case, which is a negative to me. So when you put this in the case here, you get this little bump now. Can we see that little bump? That little bump there? And that bump, let's just close it entirely here. And that bump affects how the device sits in the case and how aesthetically the device looks inside of the case, which is not as a refined of a look as this right here. Same mechanism. They just decided to put that fold on the outside instead of on the inside. And now you have a way more cleaner, more elegant look, more refined look. And on top of that, it sits flush. It's a benefit for the device that sits flushly on the magnetic back that it's relying on to stay inside of the case. It's just a way more elegant solution. Now, the case, like I said, yes, the Viwoods AI paper. Oh man, hold on. Let's go to the comments real quick. I've been going in. How's it going, Mike? CJ says, check my post on the Boox subreddit. I follow your ideas using the magnets of the Go 10.3 and post got some popularity yesterday. It's a short video based on your great idea. CJ, I saw that, brother. And it made me feel good. I'm like, yes, someone's using it to good effect. And as soon as I saw it, I knew it was you. I knew it was you instantly because we had talked about your use of the magnet. We're going to go over that here. I'm going to bring that up. We're going to bring that up, brother, for sure. So Mike Oswald, good morning. Glad you could join us. I hope you're still here, Mike. Let me look at this. Let me look at the chat. Okay, we got 6 people here, or maybe 8. It's conflicting information. But if you're still here, welcome. Good morning. I made the lot. Yeah, you did. Thank you. Just finished up going through a few to-do items on the Supernote this morning. Still learning, but love the links and ability to create my own landing page. Yes. I think I talked about that a bit when I talked about the links on my my video I did on the Supernote menus. So I'm glad that people are using that. And it's a super cool Supernote only feature. And they handle links the right way on the Supernote platform. I love the visual representation of the links. It beats what Boox does. Hands down. Let's see what we got here. All right, so yeah. So back to what I was saying. What was I saying? Oh yeah. So we're gonna check out that video. But back to what I was saying about the Viwoods AI paper case. So like I said, the case is just not as good as the device. Device is top notch in my opinion. The case, not. I mean, it could use a lot of work. It used a lot of work. I mean, I'm a stickler for detail, and just one more detail, just to show you how much of a stickler for detail I am in these devices. Let's take a look at this real quick. Whoa. Okay, here we go. All right, so let's take a look at this real quick. Push you back here a little bit. So this portion right here of the case, like, I care about such things. This is how much I care about such things. When I run my finger across this portion of the case right here, this plastic bar that holds the device in there, it feels bumpy. Not only that, it looks bumpy. If you were to look at it like in the light in a certain way, it just looks bumpy too. That bothers me. That bothers me. And as soon as I felt it, I knew, I was like, you know what? When I open that Remarkable case, because I know it has the same kind of mechanism, I knew when I opened that folio, tight folio for the Remarkable 2, that it was not going to feel that way. I knew it. I know that it's not, because Remarkable cares about those little details. In fact, I'm going to throw me a hand emoji in the comment right now. Gonna throw my, you know what? I'm gonna use my my emoji that I made for members. Membership coming. It's coming. But I'm gonna use my emoji I made for and then I'm gonna throw the hand up emoji too. Just because. Bam. There, I care. That's who cares. Little thing that no one cares about but me. And apparently someone over at Remarkable cares as well, because they made sure that it wasn't like that. But anyway, moving on. We got more comments to get to. Let's not harp on that all day. But I did want to say that, because I think the Viwoods, I mean, I've been I made light of it in my intro to my video for the unboxing. If you haven't seen that, check it out. That's kind of what I was referring to, how I've been making light of it being so similar to the Remarkable 2. Though it's actually not similar to the Remarkable 2 as much as it is the Remarkable 1 in design-wise, in my opinion. But it is thin like the Remarkable 2. It takes up a couple of the cues there's in the software as well, but the hardware, I don't think there's much to talk about there. All right, so and then he goes on to say over software to the pin. So software, yes, software not good. It's not as good as what I would thought it would be. There's a couple things missing that I think it should have. Sluggishness that goes on in the selection tool, something that you're gonna use a lot if you're writing. Yeah, I agree with that. Oh, I don't even have to do that, because I got my little, I forget that I got the little picture down here now. I don't have to switch. I could just keep talking. That's why I put it there. How do you guys like that? Is that distracting? I thought it would be at first, but if it's not, we'll keep doing it. He does admit that there are some things that it has that the Remarkable 2 could use. So I agree with that. I appreciate that. But he's definitely will stick with the Remarkable 2. Okay. So I would agree with that ending there. It's okay. Like, for me, the Remarkable 2 is a really good device. And I don't think this beats the Remarkable 2. But I've been saying this for a little while, and I'll say it again. To me, the software isn't a real big deal out of the gate. Nail the hardware, because that's what you can't change. You can't change the hardware. Once it's out the gate, it's out the gate. Like, oh, there we go. Once it's out the gate, it's out the gate. You can't change that. But you know what you can change? You can change the software. You can do an update, and you can fix 90% of whatever anyone's talking about negatively. It can all be fixed. When you have a hardware problem, though, you got to wait to the next iteration to fix that. You've put too much time, effort, and R&D behind that particular product. So that's the thing there. So I don't mind it having software issues. I don't mind that. I almost expect that from a startup company this is their first device, their first time going through an operating system, I kind of expect that actually. So let's go on to the next comment here. We have Callaway. Says, I appreciate your focus on, let's select this here. I appreciate your focus on plastic and sustainable packaging, Roderick. Got a subscription from me. I appreciate that, Callaway. I appreciate that. One piece of constructive feedback. I love constructive feedback. I'm someone who, I thrive on feedback because that just means someone's trying to help you get better. Let's do it, Callaway. Let's do it. While I appreciate the chapter breakdown, okay, here we are right here. While I appreciate the chapter breakdown of your video, it'd be great if each chapter was a bit more focused on its entitled purpose. In this case, there was a lot of discussion about icons in the writing field section. Okay, valid criticism, super valid criticism, and I'm going to address that now. When I put titles in a video, I try to put as little as possible as far as how many I put in there, because it just looks convoluted to me. But if people want more detailed chapters, I mean, I take the notes. I could throw them in there. That's no problem. I'm just always trying to figure out ways to make it look more efficient, which causes some topics to not be on topic, I guess, especially in this case. And if that's bothersome, that's something I can definitely work on. And I can definitely add more chapters to videos. Do a lot of chapters bother you guys? Is that something that bothers anyone? Throw it down in the chat. Does it bother anyone that when you see a lot of chapters? It doesn't necessarily bother me. It just looks busy. And I'm always trying to avoid that. But if that doesn't bother anyone, I'll chapter it up. Like I said, I got the notes. I got the notes, so I can chapter it up. That's no problem. All right, let's go on to the next one here. All right, Jay. We got my man Jay right here. Big shout out to Jay. What's going on, brother? So we got. I think he was responding to. Yesterday's show. So this is yesterday's live show he was responding to. Real quick, we go to the comments. What's going on, Mashup Mike? What's going on? I never use chapters. I watch your videos from the first second to, dude. Respect. Put it right here. Put it right here, Mike. Get her up there, bruh. Get her up there. That's what's up, my man. You got it. You're the best. All right, so real quick, we got CJ in the comments. I like chapters, especially when vids are 20 minutes long or more. Yeah, and that's why I put them in there, just to give people an option to skip around if they're more interested in something else, especially on the playback. Like if you want to watch it again, I want a chapter so you can go back to that specific spot you want to watch again. Mike says, curious if you could build a perfect device with what company would you take from for hardware, screen, writing field, software function? We'll get into that. That is an excellent question, Mike, and I think it's an excellent question for the live stream, so we'll definitely get in there. I'm gonna write that down real quick so I don't forget. Where's the Remarkable Paper Pro? Where is it? It's my desk side tablet now. Oh, but then I have to find the specific pen that goes with it. That's the downside. Live stream. Put that in my live stream notes here. Actually, no, we're gonna put that in the live stream things to do because I want to. That's actually a really good. That is actually a really good one. Okay. Now I gotta remember what that was. All right. Perfect tablet. I don't want to forget that. All right, good one. All right, so we're gonna go over that too. And Mike also says, I like the chapters for going back and listening again later. Yeah, and that's why I like them, right? And that's kind of why I put them in there, for the reason that I like them. Like, if you watch the whole video, like you should, Like you should. Like Mashup Mike says, you should watch every second of every video. But if you don't, I understand. But after you do watch it like you should, then if you were like, okay, I don't remember what he said. He said something interesting about a thing that I might want to go back and look at. You can scrub through the chapters and be like, oh, that's where that was. I don't want to force you to watch the video all over again to find out kind of what you wanted to get at. But anyway, let's go back here. Jay, back to Jay. All right. Kindle app on Supernote is fine, I guess. So I was commenting the other day about the Kindle app on the Supernote. Actually, I was bashing the Supernote reading app, which I got some backlash for. So we're gonna get to that too. I got it here in the list. This might be a 2-hour show today. So I got it in the list to talk about. So we'll get there. We'll get there to that too. But back to Jay. You get the same options with it that you do on any other Android. It lets you change spacing, margins, lets you do continuous scrolling instead of pages, etc. It would let you reflow based on font size. So he's referring to a question I asked in the chat for the chat yesterday. Is that I want the chat to tell me whether they use the Kindle app on a Supernote for, because I don't use a Supernote for reading anything. So I've never opened the Kindle app on the Supernote to know any kind of functionality there. I'm a native app kind of dude. I rock with the native apps. Unless you give me the Android store and you don't have what I need, then I'll go there. Then I go there. But yeah, so that's what he's referring to there. And he's just letting me know some features that the Supernote, that the Kindle app has in the Supernote platform that I don't clearly know about. I strongly suspect the Note Max, and we're at number 2 right now, you guys. Can I circle? Can I highlight it? Oh, highlight or just that? Oh, yeah, it's not going to highlight just that. Anyway, I strongly suspect the Note Max is going to replace the Go 10.3 for writing for you when it becomes available. But we shall see. I know I can't get here. Or it can't get here fast enough. So he wants the Note Max. I want the Note Max. I think everyone wants the Note Max at this point. Yeah, I'm super looking forward to it. 3, he says, for me, the Tab Mini C is actually great for writing, especially for putting a Supernote Feel Right 2 on it. I had to trim it a bit. So I haven't done that. I wouldn't mind doing that. That's actually a really good idea. That's, to me, the best case of getting a Feel Right 2 screen for a device that I would love to write on but can't, which is the Tab Mini C I have up here. I don't write on it. The glassy feel, the sound of the ceramic on that glass, it's like chalkboard scratching. It's not good. it's debilitating. But yeah, so I don't use it as much as I would like to, and I don't even use it for writing anymore because the Note Air 3C came into my life, and I just stopped using it for writing. But I would love to use it because of the Tab OS. And that's the benefit. It's the beauty of it, right? It's got the Tab OS. I mean, it's not so important now with firmware version 4.0 coming out for the Boox products. But until you get version 4.0 on a different device other than the Note Air 4C, like the Tab Mini C is still a good device. I just can't write on it. And the Feel Right 2 screen or film that you put over the top of it from Supernote would solve that problem for me. Thank you for mentioning it. I think we might have talked about this another time too, Jay. But anyway, going back to Jay's comment here. I want to love the Wacom 1. So we were talking about the Wacom 1 yesterday as well. A friend of mine that I've made while doing this YouTube thing, Dan, is sending me one of his Boox styli that is rectangular, which I didn't know was even a thing. So he's sending me that to take a look at, and I'm giving him a nib in return, a ceramic nib for his Wacom 1 stylus, so he can experience the ceramic nib on his Wacom 1 pen. So I'm gonna, we're doing kind of a swap. I think it's kind of a cool thing we're doing here, but it's awesome. And we were talking about the Wacom 1 and how the Wacom 1 was one of those things that I actually almost got right before deciding on the Lamy EMR stylus, the Wacom pen they have. But yeah, that pen's awesome. And I kind of settled on that and I never looked back. But the Wacom 1 was on the short list of the devices that I was going to take a look at. I just think it's cool. Anyway, we were talking about that, and that's where this comment comes in. I want to love the Wacom one, but its default opt out output is so much less heavy than the ceramic or Supernote ceramic refill and the Statler Jumbo that it bugs me. Yeah, see, that's kind of the issue I had with the Lamy at first. I've gotten around that since then, but these not all of these Wacom styluses are the same. They have a bit of programming in them to design the ink to look a certain way when it's like called upon by the pen, if that makes sense at all. So because the Supernote does their own programming on their pens, which looks way different than any other pen, even if you put a ceramic nib on it, it's going to look different. It's going to have a different thickness, going to have a slightly different texture. It's they do a bit of programming to these Wacom styluses or styli, if you will. So anyway, so I agree with that. Not all of them are the same. They all don't feel the same, and it's a matter of preference for real. Here we go. Rooted my tab C and just figured out how to root my Palma 2. Posted the process on Reddit. All right, so yeah, that's one of the things that I haven't done yet is root any of these devices, and I'm going to probably do some research on it for maybe a video. If you guys are interested in anything like that, let me know. But yeah, I've definitely been thinking about that for sure. So let's go ahead and which makes me think about CJ and his project. Which think about that. Let's go ahead and take a look at it because I already pulled it up here. I had it pulled up already. I love this. All right, let's take a look. All right, so we're just gonna take a look at this short video real quick that CJ made of his post of his stand he made here. Oh, hold on, let me check the volume. Oh, I don't get any volume from it, CJ. But can you guys see that? Let's make it bigger. I'm gonna start over here. All right, so basically what we got here is I did a whiteboard. I did a whiteboard for my devices. Let's go ahead and take a look at that. So I did a whiteboard for the devices here. We'll just give everybody some context for the video here. What we got? And oh, whoa. Let's pull that out. There we go. All right, I did a wipe. Oh, there we go. Here we go. Okay, so it does stick on the whiteboard here. I found it. Here we go. It's not confidence inspiring. You can see it there right next to the note here. All right, so here we go. So this is basically it slides down. Oh, put it up there. Let me stop this real quick. Here we go. All right. Can we hear this? No. So this is the video or the whiteboard I have of all the tablets. I sit it there, and there's a border here. I thought it was super silly, but I thought it was cool at the same time. So that's the initial idea. So here we go with CJ and his idea for the whiteboard. Let's take a look at it. So it looks like, I don't have any sound for this, but it looks like he has a metal plate on an arm, attached to an arm, and he can just slap the device on there with the pen. Nice. So yeah, I mean, there's lots of ways to go about doing this, right? And lots of different uses. So I saw in the comments too that a lot of people posted some things that they can do with it, which I thought was cool. So let's take a look at that real quick here. So we got one person here. It looks like they have it on their. They were saying they have their tablet on the side of their computer, which is awesome. I didn't think of that right there. That's one place I don't know if I'd put it. You know what I'm saying? But whatever. Blah blah blah. Do we have any other? we have any other ones? Someone even put in the comments that they tried the refrigerator. We don't have any other pictures. Oh, here we go. Yeah, Note Air 3 does. Note Air 3C should too. Yeah. All of these metal back devices will stick to these whiteboards and these metal surfaces here. But yeah, I think this is an awesome idea. Like for educators, it would be very cool. I think. I think for educators, that would be a very cool thing to have. Oh, no problem for the sound, CJ. I just didn't know whether I was having a sound problem or whether there just was no sound on the video. Let's go to the chat real quick. Mr. Demib. I hope I'm saying that right. Mr. Demib. Which do you think will happen first? Supernote releasing the A5X2 or Viwoods incorporating Supernote features like headings, stars, keywords, etc.? Ooh. Interesting. Okay. All right, we'll get to that. But first, let's get to my perfect tablet because that was posed, and I think that's a very interesting question. Let's see who posed that question here. Mike. So getting to Mike's question real quick. So perfect tablet, Mike. If I could take all the companies, and let me tell you this right now, I have a conspiracy theory with these eInk tablets. Are you guys ready for a conspiracy theory? A good eInk conspiracy theory at that. It's like, this is how I see it. I got to position myself correctly for this rant I'm about to go on. How many people we got in the chat before I go on this rant? We got 10 people. That's good enough for me. Let's do it. I've been talking about this with Amy for a while. Like, okay. No one has the right features, the proper set of features, software and hardware wise. No one does. Let me take this out. I got to be ready. This is distracting. Hardware wise. Like, it seems like you would have to take bits and pieces from each company to make the perfect device. We can't be the only ones who know that. You know what I mean? Like, you're thinking it. I've thought it. Amy doesn't even care about eInk, and she thought it. Like, if all of us are thinking the same thing, it's got to be true, in my opinion. So let's start there. That's where the conspiracy theory starts. So, it's like someone in the background is operating with these companies like, okay, this is how we're going to do it. Okay, you want in? Do you want in? Okay, cool. If you want in, this is the procedure. You can't release a better screen than them. Okay? All right? You got it? That's the stipulation. You can't release better hardware than them. Capiche? Good to go? Tracking? You can't have better organization than them. All right? These are the rules. Do you want in or not? Just tell me. Do you want in or not? Those are the rules. So, and then everyone was like, oh, we don't really agree with those rules, but do we have a choice in this? No, you don't. Those are the rules. Either you're in or you're out. And that entity who's controlling all of those, you guessed it, the eInk Corporation. Who else? But anyway, moving on. That's just what I think. Because it seems like somebody would have gotten it perfect in the last like 10 years. It's like somebody would have like learned enough from other companies to be like, you know, if we just took the screen from here, which right now will be the Viwoods. So that's how I see it. Like, let's just go into that. It's a perfect segue. So now someone you would thought would have been like, okay, a company would have come along and said, okay, boss, hear me out. Just hear me out, boss. If you were to take the screen from Viwoods, Carter 1300, the best the eInk Corporation makes, You couple that with Mobius. You do it. You couple Carter 1300, but Mobius. Viwoods did it. So let's just take theirs. We don't have to recreate the wheel or anything. We just steal their screen. We start there. Hold on, let's go to the comments real quick. All said, it's the eInk nuts. Oh, like the eInk Illuminati? Yeah, you're right. That's what it is. Ruling it, the puppet master is eInk. But anyway, getting back to my boss and worker scenario. You said we come for the discussion, stay for conspiracy theories. That's what's up. I appreciate you, Mike. So now, he's like, we don't have to recreate the wheel. Just take the screen from Viwoods. They did it perfect. No one's done it better. Supernote would have done it better, but they're late to the party. They haven't yet. It'll be 2025 before they do that. So we're talking 2024. Take the Viwoods screen. After you have the best screen that eInk has to offer, which is the Viwoods screen right now, you put whatever film you want on it. I don't care. But screen-wise, just a screen, Viwoods has the best screen right now for writing, writing note-taking. Don't kid yourself. You do that. Now you have a good screen. Where do we go from there? We got the perfect screen. Where do we go? The next thing would be, what, the case? We want light. We want light. So, go 10.3 style case, which essentially is the Viwood style case, just different form, right? They both have a metal. They're super thin, a metal strip. You know what I'm saying? Just a frame. The backing's not metal, so it's not adding any weight to it. It's like, the Go 10.3 did the backing, the soft backing the right way. They did it with like a thicker like faux leather material. I liked how the Remarkable 2 did it, and I like how Viwoods did it, which, let's be clear, they both did it the same exact way. They got a plastic film over it. You can fill the air bubbles and everything. You can do that with the Go 10.3 as well. It's just not as prevalent and doesn't feel as cheap. So take that as what you will. So you take that. We got the Viwoods screen. I'm starting to sound like this is the Viwoods thing, but man, you take not the Viwoods shape, right? Because I don't like the shape. To me, the most beautiful eInk design that's ever been designed is the Remarkable 2. I'm not going to kid you. They have that metal frame on the side that adds a little bit of, I don't care. I love it. That's what makes it beautiful. So if we had, but for the sake of argument, let's just say the Go 10.3 design, because it's light. It took its cues from the Remarkable 2 anyway. So like we're talking about damn near the same device. So we take the Go 10.3 design with the soft back, the metal frame, super thin. We have the best screen on there. The Carter 1300 with the Mobius, Go 10.3 design. What else are we looking for here? What else are we looking for, chat? We looking for what? What's the next thing? Battery size? Listen, if Penstar could throw a 6,000 milliamp hour battery in the dang on eNote, why can't we do that? Let's do that. Let's throw 6,000 milliamp hours in there, like the Penstar. What else we looking at? We got the screen. We got the design. We're still in it from the Go 10.3. We got the battery. We're taking that from the Penstar. I mean, I'm not even concerned about processing power or RAM. I don't care. Like, oh, the pen. Good one, Mike. Let's do that. Let's do the pen. All right. First of all, let's do an experiment. Let's do an experiment, chat. If you think you know what I'm going to say for pen, put it in the chat, and I guarantee you're right. I guarantee everyone's right. Everyone's going to come to the same conclusion. Who makes the best pens? I don't even have to answer that myself. You don't need my opinion for that. Everyone in the chat, let's see it. Like if you're in the chat right now and you want to participate, throw who you think has the best pens in the industry out. I'll tell you my pick when I see it. Like we all know the answer to that. That's not even a debate. We all know who makes the best pens. Whoa. Well, okay. All says Lamy. That's a bit of a surprise for me. I love the Lamy, but let's be clear here. Lamy makes the Supernote pens. That's who they've contracted to make the pens. Lamy. So that's why they're so good. They've come from a company who has a lineage in making pens. So I guess my point in saying that is that if someone says Lamy in this discussion, you'd be right. If someone says Supernote in this discussion, you'd also be right because they come from the same company. All says all three of my Supernote pens broke. Okay, they're great until they break. I'm not gonna lie to you. I've never owned a Supernote pen. The only one that I've owned is the standard one, the clickable. I love it. I love that pen. I haven't owned a harder metal pen that everyone says like breaks after a while. That sucks. I hear that the harder metal 2 is a better quality pen, but still in all, like we know the answer to that. So we're gonna go with the Supernote. So Supernote pen would be the pen we're gonna go with. So let's do a recap. We got we got the screen from the Viwoods AI paper. We got Supernote pen, battery from the Penstar eNote. We got the design of the 10.3, which is basically the design of the Remarkable 2, which is basically the design of the AI paper. I mean, let's be clear. Let's be honest. They all took it from the Remarkable 2. So that design. But for the sake of argument, they go 10.3 design. What else we got? So we got the pen. Like I said, I'm not concerned about the processor. Because in the perfect device in my head doesn't need like scrolling. It doesn't need color or a front light. We're just talking about note taking here. So that's what I feel like. I feel like if we did that, but let's keep going. Operating system. So we got the battery, we got pen, we got screen. We'll leave processor and RAM to the end. Because like I said, I don't even care about those things. But we got the pen. The next thing would be the operating system. I'm torn. This is a tough one. I'm torn in the operating system because it's like I love all right. So there's two conflicts I have within myself for operating systems. The first one would be the Supernote operating system and the way that it looks. I love the way that it looks. I think the Supernote operating system is the only operating system that looks like its own thing, but looks good. I don't know. It's hard to describe my thing with the Supernote operating system. The operating system I feel like is the most functional is the Boox operating system. And if I were to choose one and say, all right, you have to choose one, you don't have a choice in this. You can't blend operating systems. I would choose the Boox operating system. And it wouldn't even be the version 4.0. It would be the Tab operating system that they have. But I love the way the operating system on the Supernote looks. I wish I could blend the two. I wish I could take the functionality of the Boox operating system, blend it with the looks of the Supernote operating system, blend it with the functionality or the organization of the Supernote. The Supernote just has an awesome operating system, man. It looks unique. It looks cool. Things are where they should be. Like, I have no complaints about it. I love it. So if I were to choose one, I would say the Boox operating system because I can do more. But if someone were to give me a choice and said, you know what, I'm lying. For note taking, Just for note taking, if someone said you had to choose one, it'd be Supernote operating system. All right, we got Tans in the chat. Welcome, appreciate you. Good morning, happy Tuesday. Ooh, we didn't even figure out. You know what? Let's figure out what today is because we didn't even figure that out. I feel terrible not knowing that. We're gonna ask Cliff. We're gonna use Cliff live on the air right now. Good morning, Cliff.
Good morning to you too. What can I do to help you start your day?
I want to know what national, if there is an international or a national holiday going on today.
It looks like there are a few interesting things going on today.
Ooh,
It's National Camp Day, which celebrates summer camp memories. There's also National Integration Day, which promotes unity and understanding. And last up is International Men's Day, which celebrates the positive contributions of men to society.
Cliff said that. I didn't. I I didn't even know that was a thing. So Men's Day, really? Seriously? National Camp Day though. Who's got good camp memories? Like, I remember camp as a kid. Camp was awesome for me as a kid. All right, so Boox OS, but get the Supernote. Remarkable team would overhaul the UI. Oh, hold on. So let's go before that. So all says Supernote is good, but I like the adaptability of the books. I agree. I agree. That would be cool. Um, Tan says Books OS, but get the Supernote. Remarkable team to overhaul the UI. Well, yeah, Books OS, but get the. I see where you're going with that. I see where you're going with that, and I like it. I like it a lot. Listen, Tans, that's what we should do. That's what we should do. We should have the Supernote Remarkable team overhaul the Books UI. Problem solved. Everyone wins, except for the Overlord, who's puppeteering. We already talked about that. What's going on, 2530 Media? Good to see you. Good morning. Glad you could make it. Have you thought about doing a live event? Well, okay. Let me know what you say. What you think is a live event because I think I did one. I did a live event with the pin thing where we did the raffle. That was awesome. That was fun. We got another one coming up. Uh, See, I was gonna do another live event where I do a T-shirt giveaway. I'm gonna do prototype giveaways. Well, not prototype giveaways, but all right. So let's just talk about that. Let's just talk about that for a second, since you brought it up. We'll talk about it. And I should be doing it. I should be self-promoting anyway. So here we go. So essentially, what I'm going to and tell me, stop me if you think if this is not what you were talking about there, 2530. Like, if that's not what you meant, let me know. But I have another event lined up where I'm going to after I launch the membership, which I wanted to have launched the membership Monday, but because I made changes to the membership Sunday, I didn't think it would be a thing. Google was like, "Oh, we got to reapprove you now," so I'm just waiting for the reapproval process to happen and go through, so I can launch the membership. But as soon as I get the okay from Google, I'm going to launch that membership. And the week after launching that, I'm going to do a live stream where I'm doing a T-shirt giveaway for members. If you're in the live stream and a member, you're going to be entered into the raffle to get a free T-shirt. And this is the T-shirt right here. Let's take a look at that. All right, so this is the Rants About Tech T-shirt. Ooh. And I'll show this on the site as well. So these are on the Rants About Tech site. So let's go ahead and take a look at that. So I'm going to where we got it here. There we go. So there's a T-shirt there on the site. So this is a site I made to sell T-shirts and to get the pins that I'm making, the custom Lamy, custom ceramic nib Lamys, to sell those on the site as well. I don't have any of those up right now, as you can see, out of stock for those, but I will be having those up when that live stream event goes. Those will be going live on the site that day as well. So that's another one of those things that we'll talk about. I'm also going to do, here we go. 1 second. There we go. Okay. So I'm also going to do a, hey, how's it going, Julie? Great that you can join us. I'm glad that you could join us. And I think this is fun. I love doing this. That's why I started doing it every day. I'm like, listen, if I can wake up or start my day with news and some friends to talk about the news with, that's a good time in my book. That's a good time in my book. So anyway, and we're also going to talk more about these. Oh, you can't even see this. We're also going to talk more about these things here in that live stream or when I do the launch video. And what these are basically what I'm calling rat feet. And because they look like rat feet, I don't know what rat feet looks like, so don't even ask me. Don't even ask me. I'm just the guy. But rants about technology. So rat feet, and these are basically tablet feet. So just like what you see on the Remarkable here, Paper Pro. They're tablet feet like this, but as you can see, these are circular here, right? And even if they move these to the corners, it wouldn't fit in that corner because of the circular nature. And not only that, that circular nature just takes up way more surface area than needed. We don't need a circle for the bottom of these devices. We need something that will fit into the corner. Do I have an example? I do. I think I do. I don't. Oh boy. I don't have my device that I have put these on yet, but that's what these are for. So that's where these come in. So I'm going to be talking more about these, and these will fit into the corners of the devices. And I want to get them really smooth and clear like this thing is right here. You can kind of see the tape through it. And I want these to be clear. This is the only one I was able to get that clear, the end one right here. But that's what I'm working on. So we're going to do things to, like I'm going to do a prototype giveaway for that live stream. So that'll be going on as well. So that'll be a prototype giveaway I'm doing for that live stream. And I'm gonna make sure I give away 2 prototypes to 2 of the members that are going to be on the live stream. So I'll have 2 sets of those to send to members to test for a few weeks or a couple weeks for me, and just give me feedback on what they think. Like, do they think it's a good thing? Is it working like it should? What could be better? Take this trash back. Don't even bother. Whatever. Those are the things I'm going to be looking for. And those are the things I'm going to be doing on that live stream. So is that what you're talking about, Mike? I mean, 2530 Media? That kind of live event? Let me know in the chat. Mike Osmond said Supernote should eventually just license their software to others. That's their strength with constant development and updates they roll out. Yeah. They'll never do that. Plus on top of that, if they did that, who would we rely on for really good pens? Like there'll be no reason to make good pens anymore if they did that. So, but yeah, definitely. I mean, I think if they were involved in this, they just should get involved in everyone's software development. All says, would that affect the magnetic back of the books? Would it still attach to the case? No. So these are, and that's another reason why I like these. So let's look at this again. That's a good question. So these are smaller than those feet that you find on the cases. So let me just give you an example here. I'm going to show you the books I have. So I have these on all my devices. They are. Tan said maybe you could make those rat feet thinner, sub 1 millimeter, if possible, to minimize the interference with existing cases. Yes, and they are. They are sub 1 millimeter, and not only that, these that I have on the. Let me just show you this real quick. So the ones that I have on the Go 10.3 are the small circular type, and as you can see here, they don't exactly fit into the corner, which is the problem I'm trying to solve. If you sit this on the corner, it's going to hit whatever surface. And I have a few glass surfaces in here. metal surfaces too. And when I sit this thing down and it happens to land on the corner, like if I were to sit this down here, it'll hit the metal instead of catching the foot there. So, but you can see these right here they're actually 1 millimeter. You can't see the thinness of them, but they're actually 1 millimeter. And they don't interfere with the case at all. So I have 4 of these on here. You can see on each corner I have 4. And when I put this in the case, no problem at all. So I just back over here. Let's put this here. So as you can see, oh, wrong side. I sit this in the case. Oh, wrong. Jesus, it's backwards. All right, so putting it this way, putting it in the case, I have no interference with the magnet, and I'll show you how it sits in there right here. You can see that you can barely notice that it's not, like, I can't even notice that it's not sitting flat right there. I mean, if you really closely inspect it, you can see. Let's look it up here. I can't even get that. There we go. So you can kind of see right there. You can't even see it, and that's a 1 millimeter height right there. Mine are going to be they're going to be sub 1 millimeter, so they're going to be even thinner and interfere even less. Which, like I said, at 1 millimeter, they don't affect the device in the case at all. Like I can open it, like. They don't, at 1 millimeter, they don't affect the device. At sub 1 millimeter, you won't even know they're there when they're in the case. So that's kind of what I'm going towards. So yeah, I will be talking about these during that live stream 1 week after I launch the membership, just to give people a chance to join the membership if they want to, and get a chance to get involved with the prototyping of these. And I think I'll be starting a Kickstarter sooner or later for these. But like I said, I want to get people's feedback, and I want to get your feedback, the people who I'll be making these things for in the process. So when I do launch a product on Kickstarter or whatever, it'll be the best it can be for the time that I've put and for the testing that I've put into it. So anyway, yeah, so back to the comments here. We've got Zenless. Appreciate you coming to the stream. Good morning. Is it still morning? It is. All right. Just got my AI paper. I like the pen, but I would like more textured nibs. Have you tried third-party ERM nibs on it? I have heard there are pressure problems. Okay, let's talk about that. That's one of the things I'm going to talk about in my hardware review of the AI paper, which it won't be coming for a while because I have 2 other products I'm working on before I even get to that. I'm glad I got the device, but it came at a time when I was inundated with a whole bunch of other things. But let's talk about that for a second. The AI paper pen. Let's take a look at it. Where is it at? Oh boy, I got to find the AI paper. Oh, here it goes. Okay, so the pen for the AI paper I think is nice. Let's take a look at it. This pen I think is a nice pen. The problem with this pen right here is the fact that it's got an unorthodox tip input, if that makes sense. So this tip right here, I'm going to go grab the nibs. I'll be right back. Okay, I was going to grab the nibs. I guess we're not going to do that. I don't know where those nibs are right now, and I don't want to take too much time looking for them on stream. But I will take the nib out of here and give you an example of what I mean here. This isn't as apparent on this particular nib because it's got a black metal cover. All the other nibs, oh, you know what? No, here we go. I'll grab the nib out of the case. So one of the cool things about the case is that it carries a nib inside of it. So let's take a look at that. So there's a nib inside of this case here. That you need like a sim tool to like open up and get out. There we go. Perfect. All right, so with these particular nibs that come with the Viwoods, let me see if I can back this up with something here so you can see it actually. Can we see that? You can see it looks shiny, right? That's because it's got a metal casing on it. That's got a metal casing around the actual nib shaft. You won't see that on any other nib that I know of. I've never seen that before. What that does is a couple things. Oh, Zan said it's evening where they live, but good morning. Thank you. And good evening. I forget that a lot of people are coming to these streams from different time zones, and I definitely have to be more aware of that. Real quick, going to the comments again before we head back to the nib. Zanless says, I was planning to use Samsung Pen plus Remarkable 2 nib, but I am not sure if it will work properly. It will. Because the Remarkable uses standard Wacom nibs, and the Samsung Pen accepts standard Wacom nibs. So you'll be fine. You won't be fine with the AI paper. Because the effect of having that metal shaft or metal casing on the shaft of the nib is that the sizing is going to be wrong. So I'm not sure if you can see that here as well, but we'll take a look at this. If you can see here, the casing makes the bottom of it smaller than the shaft. So the end of the shaft is smaller than the actual shaft itself. Can you guys see that there? And because of that size difference, the shaft is the size of a normal Wacom shaft, right? But when you get to the bottom of the shaft, where it gets smaller at, where the metal casing doesn't extend to the bottom, at that point is where you're going to have problems. It's at that point you have problems with a standard Wacom nib, because believe me, I tried to put my ceramic in there. I've tried other felt in there and plastic. I tried to do those. Nothing's going to work because of the proprietary way that they made those shafts, and they've made a proprietary tip here to accept those shafts. And I think that's done because of the tip here is retractable. And that's why I think they may have added that shaft to keep from the friction from wearing down on the plastic shaft. I don't know why they did that. Like, if companies did these things for a benefit, like if it was done to make the writing experience better in some kind of way, or make your experience with the pen better in some kind of way, I'd be on board with it. But these changes seem to be just so they can be different. You know what I mean? All right, going to the comments real quick. We got Zanless says, my concern is when Voya from MDG tried other pens, the pressure response was really inconsistent. That's why. Because this system that they have in this is a bit proprietary, and not in a good way either. You know what I mean? It's proprietary just for the sake of being proprietary, so you can't use other things in there, because that's effectively what that does. It just prevents you from using other nibs, using this on other devices, using other things. Well, I use my ceramic nib on the Viwoods, so I mean the actual device doesn't hinder you at all from using other styluses or styli with it. It's just a pen. Trying to use this on other devices or use it with other nibs is, that's the issue here. But yeah, because I would have liked to throw my ceramic. Oh, I just lost the nib. Oh no, I didn't. I would have liked to throw my ceramic nib inside of the Viwoods AI paper pen, because I do like the pen. Like I said, the Viwoods and their hardware, they're doing a good job, and I think that's the hard part, right? The hardware. As long as they've got the hardware correct, and it seems like they do, in my opinion, The software can come along. It has a ways to go. It could use work, but that's fixable. Like 6 months down the road from now, not even 2-3 months down the road from now, they can have a whole different software version that fixes all of the issues that I have with it, and possibly that other people have with it as well. Let me stick this Viwoods thing back, or the nib back in here before I lose it. But yeah, that's the problem with the Viwoods pen for me, is the proprietary nature for no reason. There's no need for that to be proprietary. It's not making anything better. Even in the case of the Remarkable Paper Pro, I don't understand why their thing. I mean, maybe I understand why their pen is proprietary to their system because let me put this back in here before something happens to it. I can understand why theirs is proprietary because they're trying to like make their process for the Gallery 3 system as efficient as possible. And maybe they're employing some techniques that require them to use the technology that they chose. I can understand that they're doing something different and new. But when you're using standard technology like Wacom and then you try to do something new on top of that, now I got a problem. Now I take issue with that. But that's a whole different ball game. Let's go back to the live stream notes here. All right, so we were talking about the perfect tablet. Let's just finish it up real quick because I think that's an interesting idea. We settled on the Viwoods screen because it's marvelous. In the chat we got Tomas. Welcome back to the chat. I appreciate you coming in. And good morning or evening, whatever it is where you are. Viwoods says it's 2.5 EMR stylus and some G15 tech. Though I haven't researched what that means yet, I don't see Wacom being mentioned on Stylite store page. I did do a little research on that, and it's the 2.5 EMR is a new standard for Wacom that does have some advantages, but the proprietary tip that they have on here has nothing to do with that. That standard doesn't change the shape of the nibs at all. But I did because I did see that Wacom 2.5, and I thought, okay, let's look at that. And there are some advantages. None that I see that they're employing. They're like, you won't know it from using it. But yeah. So anyway, we have the Viwoods screen. If we're putting together the perfect note-taking tablet, we got the Viwoods screen because it's 1300 Carta and Mobius, the perfect combination for writing. You throw a Feel Right 2 on there, we got something special. I would love to say let's just take the A5X2 screen, but it's not out yet, so we're stuck with Viwoods. The Viwoods AI paper screen, the battery from the Penstar eNote because it's 6,000 milliamp hours. We'll take the software from the Supernote, pins from the Supernote. We'll take the hardware design from the Go 10.3. What else we got? We got the hardware, we got software, we got the screen. Do we need speakers? Do we need dictation? The perfect note-taking device. I think we do. If we're note-taking, we need dictation and we need speakers. Because if you got a microphone, you got to have speakers too. That just makes sense. All right. Definitely. All right. So we got a couple of categories of Mike's going to throw in here. I like that. I like you thinking that. I like where your head's at, Mike. So that's what we got. Now, I don't care about processor. I don't care about RAM because these things are eInk devices. We're not playing video games on these things. You know what I'm saying? We ain't doing video editing on these things. So I don't care about processing power. Yo, Tans, I like where your head's at. I like it. Chat, if you didn't see what Tans put in the chat, check it out. I should have said that first. That should have been the first thing. It's got to have rat feet built in. You know what I mean? TM. We got to have rat feet built in. That's a must. What are we doing? What are we talking about? The A5X2 has something. They're not rat feet. They're not even coming close to rat feet. They haven't nailed that rat feet design yet. I'm telling you. Patent pending, by the way. Let's be real here. Rat feet for sure. They gotta have rat feet, built-in rat feet on the power, and not how other companies do it. We gotta have rat feet that are pushed to the edges. Not this. Oh, it's close to the edge. Crap. No, protect the edge. If I sit this down, I want the edge protected. Come on. So yeah, push this all the way to the corner. We gotta have rat feet, and we need them pushed all the way to the corners. We need that all to the corner protection. That's what we need. Okay, so rat feet for sure. Processing power. Like I said, I don't care about processing power. I don't care about RAM. I don't care about storage space because you get online storage. All right, you know what? Let's talk about that. We do need free online storage. We need at least 20 gigs. We need at least 20 gigs of online free storage. We need free file. We need file transfers. We need drive support. OneNote, not OneNote, but OneDrive, Dropbox support, native. All my stuff backed up right to my Google Drive, like Boox does it. We need that. Does Viwoods support Bluetooth headphones? I don't know. Let's check it out. Before we go back on our perfect device rant, because I'm going to go in on we got to finish this perfect device. I think that's an awesome idea. I might make this into a video. I'm going to take a lot of these topics we talk about. You guys are so awesome on stream. I'm taking a lot of these ideas and just making them into videos. That's how good these streams go. I love it. Let's open this thing up here. What do we got? Do we have Bluetooth on this thing? We haven't even gotten to the Node Air 4C stats. We got 20 minutes to get to that. We're getting to that too. Node Air 4C stats have to be talked about today. I've been talking about it for a week now. Okay. Let's check out Bluetooth support. Oh yeah. Definitely. You got it. Bluetooth headphone support, check for Viwoods AI paper. So we're good to go on that. Going to the comments, Zanless says, also, have you noticed the writing on Viwoods Note app seems to be raster rather than vector on any other device? No, I haven't done any sharing of my notes yet. Like I haven't gotten to the hardware portion of the AI paper. I'll write that down though. I'm gonna write that down because that's not something I would have. It's not something I would have even probably noticed. I mean, I would have noticed when it didn't give me the option, but I'm just saying. Let me put this into my AI paper notes here. So you're saying you're saying Viwoods exports in raster. Okay. I'd rather vector based. I mean, for obvious reasons, right? I mean, that's what you would want for a whole host of reasons. But yeah, anyway. What else we got here in the Mr. Zambi. I hope that answered your question there. So you can get those you can use headphones with the Viwoods AI paper. Absolutely. All right, so getting back to the perfect device. What do we got here? What do we got here? Perfect device. We got the screen, Viwoods AI paper, and we were talking about the processor actually. So as far as processor, RAM, all that. If we're making a perfect device, I don't care about those things. But let's just talk about them for the sake of talking about them. As long as it's a 4-core processor, I mean, yeah, 4 cores, all I need. RAM, just give me 2, at least 2, 4 if you're being generous. 6 is all okay, but that's I may not need that, but whatever. And space, like I said, we need at least 20 gigs of online storage free, and I need I don't know, I don't need a lot of space on eInk device. Give me 20 gigs on the device. Give me 40 gigs. Just double, matter of fact, double what I got on the device onto the storage, just so I know I can store everything on the device. It's already backed up there. We're good to go. That's all I need. I don't really need BSR. I've been using the Go 10.3, which doesn't have BSR. I've been getting away just fine with the scrolling, even going through my news, Google News, having to scroll through news, watching the occasional video. I find that it does just fine. Would BSR make it better? Of course. But it's doable for me. It's doable. So I can do without BSR. Plus, we're talking about battery life. I'm trying to save that battery. Zenless says, I like raster because drawings would not slow down with a lot of strokes. Like, okay. Okay, good point. I didn't even think of that. I hadn't even considered what would happen. That raster might be better for that. As far as the rendering. Yeah, okay. Either or. As long as it works, right? As long as it works. All right, but sticking with the comments, CJ says, main problem with the Go 10.3 is the RAM. Yeah. Okay, so 6. If it had 6 gigabytes of RAM, CJ, would that be enough? Mike says, nice to have, but wireless charging would be a nice addition. I'm good with that. But what are we talking about? All right, first of all, it's not going to be fast charging. And if they do have fast charging wireless, it's going to cost you a grip to get it in that device. And I value fast charging. I just want to plug it up and be done in like an hour instead of overnight. All here movements. Oh, welcome to the chat. Welcome to the chat. Glad to see you here. Good morning. Did we know that it's National Camp Day? And apparently International Men's Day. Who knew? That was even a thing. But yeah, so nothing is really free in terms of your privacy and storage. I want to lock things down and don't mind paying. Okay. Fair point. Very fair point. I'm a part of the minority of people that's just like unconcerned about. I'm concerned about privacy, right? And I probably should be way more concerned than I actually am. So I'll just leave it at that. But that's a very fair point. All right, so keeping with the comments because they're coming in. Tomas says perfect device could have hardware data encryption. Would be good for some enterprise level security. Yeah, Remarkable is definitely going that route. They've got. I think they're encrypting their data on the Remarkable Paper Pro. Don't quote me on that. Do your Googles on that, but I'm pretty certain. All in our movements. Good morning. Thank you. All right, so let's get back to this perfect device. So CJ, 6 gigs. You said 4 isn't enough. Is 6 gigs enough? What are we talking about? Or do we need 8? I don't think we need 8. They got Mac Minis on the market with 8 gigabytes of RAM that do just fine. So I don't think 8 is, well, then again, that's a whole different type of RAM. That's soldered right to the, yeah, never mind. We're talking about a whole different thing right there. But anyway, the processing power I think should be good. I don't care as long as you got a 4-core processor, we're good. Let's say 6 gigs of RAM to make CJ happy. Storage, give me 20 gigs of free storage. Like all our movement says, nothing's free. We're paying for it in some kind of way. Just don't take it out of my bank account. Give me 20 gigs of non-bank account money storage. And then give me that on my device so I can make sure that what's on my device is backed up online. That's all I care about. I'll be backing myself up to Google Drive anyway. But for people who don't care about that thing and they just need somewhere for the stuff to be backed up to in case something happens to the device, we need that. I think that's it, you guys. I think that's it. I think if we have that, we have the perfect device. But let's talk about these other little things we had up here for real quick. There was a couple things I didn't think about. Longevity, custom support, warranty. Okay, longevity. How long do we expect the eInk device to last? 4 years? Listen, if I'll say 4 years. If Remarkable could come out with a device every 4 years, I think that's good. That way your customers get their money's worth. They're paying a lot for these devices. It gives you time to do some serious R&D on your next device so you come out with something refined. Every 4 years. eInk don't move that fast. Every 4 years, I'm good to go. On a real just note-taking device, every 4 years is good. Remarkable's doing it the right way. So as far as longevity goes, any longer than that, I think it starts to get long in the tooth. 4 years is good enough. Or less, but not every year. Not every year. What are we doing for warranty? I think Remarkable does it the right way. They give you 100 days with the device, a year of warranty protection. Yeah, I think that's good. But then they get that connect fee, so they can afford to do that kind of thing. If you're doing a free service, maybe you can't do a year. I'd still do a year. What else we got? Let's finish off this perfect device real quick so I can move on. I won't feel complete until I do. Okay, we got the warranty, longevity, custom support. Remarkable. Their custom support is great. We need remarkable level customer support. We need remarkable level of longevity and remarkable level of warranty. They do it right. All those things Remarkable does incredibly well. And actually, that's the only thing we're taking from the Remarkable for the perfect device. That seems almost criminal. That seems almost criminal. 10 says in the chat, replaceable battery, then the tablet could technically last you for life. Okay. Yeah. Supernote. I think their batteries are replaceable. And CJ, you're right. Replaceable batteries will be a thing in the new EU regulations. Yep. That will be a thing. You have to have those in your devices going forward, which is going to hurt thinness in the EU. They should just make real thin devices in America still. Just for the American market. Until we smarten up and do what the EU is doing, which we should do. But until then, you give us thin. You make some just for us. All right, so we've all right. So let's run it down. Let's run it down, you guys. So our perfect device. Matter of fact, let's use the Remarkable 2 here, or the Remarkable Paper Pro here. Our perfect device is gonna be this. This is what we got. This is where we're at on the perfect device, and then we can close this out and be done with it. All right, we got. Oh, that was too big. All right, so we got the perfect device here. All right. First thing, screen. All right, what design did we settled on the GOAT 10.3 design, so which is basically the Remarkable 2 design. So we're gonna have a little border over here. You know what I'm saying? A little border over there. Then we're gonna have the screen. Then we can have the screen. All right. The bezels ain't gonna be this big. Hear me out. All right. So, but for the screen, we taking it from the AI paper. We're taking it from the AI paper, and it's going to be the Carter 1300 with the Mobius backplane. Okay, that's what we're going with. We got Carter 1300 and we got Mobius. Let's come down here. Let's come down. All right, here we go. Carter 1300 and we got Mobius. We can't even read that. Let's Let's make that something we can actually read here. With Mobius. Okay, so we got Carter 1300 with Mobius for the screen. And we're taking that from the AI paper. For the battery, we're going with the eNote. Oh, let's go back a little bit. All right, cool. All right, so for the battery, we're going with the eNote from Penstar. They got a 6,000 milliamp hour battery in that thing. Oh, milliamp, then hour. All right, there we go. Oh boy. Oh, I got a eraser on this. Okay, 6,000 milliamp hours. There we go. All right, and that's just for the battery. Now we're taking the design from the Go 10.3. Cool. Okay, thinness, light. You know what I'm saying? It looks like the Remarkable 2 and the Viwoods AI paper. It's one of those designs a lot of people are copying. I like it. It's light, durable. All right, anyway. So we got the screen, we got the battery, we got the design. Software. We're going with the Supernote. We're just going to go with the Supernote software. We would like it to be the Boox software reconfigured by Supernote employees. But if we can't have that, we're just going to go with the Supernote software. I'll make whatever concessions I have to make for this software, right? I'll make the concessions of having no app store. I'll make the concessions of having no real good reader. By the way, we'll talk about the reader. Oh, we don't have a lot of time, but we're going to talk about the reader. I got to. All right, so I'll make those concessions to do that. That's all good with me. Supernote software. Remarkable, like customer service and everything. So we got remarkable customer service with this perfect device. There we go. Yeah, there we go. We're not really concerned about processor, RAM, but we'll do 6 gigabytes of RAM. We'll do 6 gigabytes of RAM just to make CJ happy. Replaceable battery. Oh yeah, all right, 6,000 milliamp hours, but replaceable. Okay, I like that. I think that's our perfect device. And Supernote pens. We'll make a pen over here. It would never look like this coming from Supernote, but we get the gist. Supernote pen. All right, so there we go. There we have it. I think that's the perfect device. I think we spent way too long on that. My bad. But I did want to finish that up because I love that idea of the perfect device. Something I've been thinking about. And I think if we hit all of these things, we're good to go. We're good to go. All right, you guys. Wow, it's 56 after. Dang, I didn't even get to the Note Air 4C again today. The video is going to be out before I get a chance to talk about these stats with you guys. I don't know why. I planned these for 1 hour. They go 2 hours, and I still don't have enough time to talk about everything. All right, let's go to the chat before we head out of here. All right, so we got CJ says replaceable battery would be a thing. But yeah, we already read that one. Mr. Demby? Dameeb? Mr. Dameeb. There we go. I had a problem with it yesterday too. My bad. If I'm murdering it, I'll get it right. The more I see it, the better I'll be at it. Mr. Dameeb, although Android security updates will stop being provided at some point. Yeah. I mean, if it's an older operating system, yeah. It's the Supernote. Off. It is Android. Forgot about that. Their operating system is Android. We may have to revisit this, you guys. We got a solid foundation for the perfect device, though. We may have to revisit this on another stream, for sure. All right. What else did I want to talk about on the stream before we head out of here? We're going to get to the Supernote stats. I'll probably have to get to those tomorrow. But like I said, I'm working on a video. The video's editing is getting done tonight, so that video might be out before we even get to those stats. But in case it's not, we'll definitely go over it tomorrow. We did do the comments. I had stuff in Reddit I wanted to go over. So much stuff, you guys. So much stuff. I need a 3-hour stream. Things happen. I might need 3 hours. Anyway. But yeah, I think that's it. I think we hit all the key parts for the stream today, everyone. I think we did it. And give yourself a round of applause. You guys made it to the end. Mike made it to the end. Mike's a true soldier. CJ, a true soldier. Who else we got in here that made it to the end that's trooping through like real troopers out here? Mr. Damib, real trooper. We got real troopers in here. I appreciate you. I know CJ is definitely a real trooper. He's always in here for the long haul. I appreciate you guys coming in and hanging out for as long as you did today. I really do. I appreciate that. Listen, I'm starting off tomorrow's show. I'm not playing. I'm starting off tomorrow's show. I'm not saying a thing. We're not talking about the national holiday it is that or the international holiday. We ain't talking about none of that. We ain't talking about news. I ain't even talking about Cliff today. We ain't talking about Cliff. We're not talking about none of that until I get to the Note Air 4C stats and earth those for you guys. So I appreciate you joining me. I hope you guys have a great day. I may go play some disc golf. It may be a little too cold today for disc golf, but we'll see. Thank you for joining me again today. Hope you guys have a great day. Have a great evening if it's evening where you're at. Time zone respectful. Wherever you guys at, have a good day, evening, or night. And I will see you guys hopefully here tomorrow. All right. Take care.